The light has guided you back to your rightful place, chosen one. If you're watching this video and reading these words, I expect you to understand something profound. This isn't an accident. This isn't an accident. This is not the algorithm that serves up content at random. There is an event that is far more significant. The divine orchestrated this encounter. Your spirit and this message have arrived at this exact point of convergence as a result of the divine's alignment of circumstances, the removal of obstacles, and the movement of parts. You are about to determine the cause of the recent perceived disparity in your existence. The cause of the ongoing restlessness. The reason you can't sleep at unusual hours. The cause of the intense stirring in your soul that you are unable to fully articulate. The answer is near, and the information I'm about to share will significantly alter your perception of your identity, purpose, and the extraordinary season into which you are entering. The divine has communicated. There is an absolute necessity to convey the message. The time has come, and you, yes, have been specifically chosen for an experience that will leave you in awe. The world we know is about to undergo a transformation. The universe is about to undergo a transformation. A spiritual realignment of this magnitude has not occurred in generations. Individuals who remain disconnected from the divine truth. People who have withdrawn from the source. People who built their lives on sand rather than rock. This transition will be felt as devastation, a collapse, and the abrupt instability of what was once stable. However, you are the one whom heaven has summoned. Every adversity, valley, and moment of apparent defeat has matured an individual's spirit. This change denotes a completely distinct phenomenon. This transition represents your progress, ascent, and breakthrough. The door you've been repeatedly banging on is about to be fully opened. The prayers you prayed in desperation are about to be answered with such ferocity that you will be left speechless. Take note that I am using a novel approach. It is beginning to emerge. Is it not obvious to you? I am making a path in the wilderness and streams in the desolation, which is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19, and it speaks directly to your current situation. Before we proceed, I would like you to complete a critical task. If you resonate with this message and believe the truth is being communicated, please click the like button right away. Allow it to be your agreement with the heavens. Allow it to serve as proof that you are ready for the upcoming events. Additionally, as we work through this together, please leave a comment with the word prepared. Just that one syllable. It will set off an event in the spiritual realm. It will distinguish you as someone who is not only listening, but also responding. May divine favor be multiplied in the lives of all who show their support by offering an extraordinary thanks or making any other contribution. Sevenfold. May every seed you plant yield a harvest that exceeds your expectations. Stay with me until the end because you will feel the weight of each word if you are truly one of the chosen, and your spirit bears the mark of divine selection. You will recognize yourself from the description. The clamor will grow louder as time passes. This message did not come to you at random. You were drawn to this location by forces that you may not fully understand. However, everything will soon be completely understandable. You may have dismissed certain indicators in your life as tension, imagination, or overthinking. However, I will reveal to you their true nature. Your spirit has woken you up at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. when the rest of the world is sleeping, but your soul refuses to sleep. You are lying in the darkness, and your mind is racing with ideas. Though anxiety may accompany them, these are not apprehensive thoughts. These are distinguishable. These are divine downloads of understanding, promptings, and stirrings that your conscious mind struggles to grasp. That is not considered insomnia. That isn't a sleep disorder. That is paradise preparing you, speaking to you in the quiet hours when distractions are removed. You are experiencing conversations in a new way. A person says something mundane, something they've said 100 times before, but it suddenly becomes significant. It leaves an indelible impression on your spirit. You think about it for days. Words that had previously eluded you now cut deep. This does not indicate that your sensitivity has increased. That is the process of improving your spiritual perception. That is the activation of your ability to hear beneath the surface. God is adjusting your ears so that you can hear what others cannot and perceive what others cannot see. Old habits that once filled you with joy now leave you feeling empty. Entertainment that was once a source of distraction is no longer keeping your attention. Routines that once provided solace now appear to be similar to prison barriers. The question remains, is this the full extent of the universe? Was I created for this purpose? Is this the end of my existence? Depression is not the focus of those investigations. You are not losing your bearings by asking such questions. God is disrupting your comfort by asking those questions, because comfort has become your adversary. You remain diminutive due to your comfort. Your safety is guaranteed by your comfort. Comfort prevents you from pursuing your destiny, which requires you to enter the unknown. The world's din has become more oppressive. Social media consumes energy at an accelerated rate. During news cycles, you tire faster. You are more irritated by meaningless conversations. You are seeking profundity. You're looking for something substantial. You require truth just as much as you do oxygen. That doesn't mean you're becoming antisocial. This does not indicate that you are becoming resentful. What your spirit rejects no longer nourishes it. You are gradually being weaned away from the artificial in order to experience the genuine. Joel, you are being cleansed of the superficial in order to deal with the profound. If you are nodding in agreement, indicating that you agree with my experience, you must understand the implications of this. You aren't in disarray. You are not experiencing a mental breakdown. You have not been damaged. You are being roused. You are currently in the process of activation. You are being summoned, and awakening is not optional. Once God initiates this process, it is impossible to return to sleep. Ignorance cannot be reversed. What has been observed is irreversible. It is impossible to stop hearing what you have heard. The curtain has been removed. As the scales have fallen from your eyes, you must now enter the always existing reality, even though you were unable to perceive it until now. This transformation occurring within you is part of a much larger event. God is currently traversing the earth with purpose and force. He is agitating everything that is prone to swaying in order to protect what is impervious to shaking. Systems built on falsehoods will eventually fail. Institutions built on corruption will ultimately fail. Structures built on vanity will collapse. Only that which is founded on truth, rooted in righteousness, and anchored in eternity will survive the upheaval. As a result, we should be grateful for the unshakable dominion we are receiving. As a result, reverence and awe are appropriate responses to God. That is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. You may observe yourself and conclude, I am not prepared for this. I do not meet the necessary qualifications. I am insufficiently strong. I am far too defective. I have made an inordinate number of errors. I have failed far too many times. I have disappointed an inordinate number of people. How could paradise choose someone like myself? However, pay close attention to the following statement, which will set you free from that deception. God does not summon the equipped. He provides the summons with the required equipment. He will not make a decision based on your resume. He makes his decisions based on your emotions. He doesn't assess your abilities. He bases his decision on the level of cooperation you demonstrate. Moses was unable to communicate effectively. David grew up as a shepherd. Gideon was hidden inside a wine press. Esther was orphaned. Peter denied Christ 3 times. Paul persecuted the church, but each individual was chosen. They were all put into action. Each and every one of them changed the course of history. Your past does not disqualify you. Your shortcomings do not make you ineligible. Your shortcomings do not disqualify you. In fact, they may be the very thing that qualifies you because they have instilled in you a sense of humility. They instilled in you the concept of dependence. They have taught you that you are incapable of accomplishing anything on your own, but that with God's assistance, you can accomplish anything. God is our refuge and strength, a constant source of help in times of trouble. This is Psalm 46, verse 1. When opposition grows, pressure mounts, or trouble strikes, he does not watch from afar. He intervenes, shows up, and steps in. All that is needed is faith. Just faith, not flawless faith, not massive faith, but mustard seed faith. Enough to provide an affirmative response. Enough to begin the process. It is enough to trust that he will transport you if he summons you. As this divine plan plays out and the shift accelerates, a line of separation will emerge. It will be undeniable. It will be obvious. When the truth is revealed, certain people become insensitive. Individuals may compromise their beliefs in response to mounting pressure. When faced with the need to remain vigilant, some people may become complacent. They will choose comfort over contacting. They will place safety above obedience. They will prioritize the approval of others over that of God. However, you will not be counted among them. You are not a member of that organization. You will be positioned on the opposite side of the line. You will be among those who rise when others fall, who shine when others fade, and who stand firm when others crumble. If you are experiencing a deep-seated stirring and a sense of excitement in your chest, please subscribe to this channel. Encourage us to make progress toward our goal. Leave a comment below to join this global movement of selected individuals. Please specify which city you are monitoring. Please notify me of the current time in your location. We must determine the extent to which this message is spread. We need to figure out how many people are waking up at the same time. God had warned of a coming storm. While physical manifestations may occur, this is not a physical tempest. A turbulent spiritual environment. A storm would demonstrate the true nature of humans. A tempest that would reveal the difference between authenticity and performance. A storm that would separate those who built their homes on granite and those who built them on sand. And when the wind blows and beats against the houses, when the rain falls, when the floods come, the one on rock will stand firm, whereas the one on sand will collapse with a loud crash. This collapse is described in Matthew chapter 7, verse 27, and it is about to occur in real time. Individuals who severed their connection with God, rejected divine truth, and saw faith as merely a spare tire. Something kept in a safe location but not considered until an emergency occurs. They will find the coming days to be unbearable. Pressure will come from all directions. Their relationships were strained as people they trusted revealed their true selves. Their finances are in jeopardy due to the unreliability of the systems on which they rely. Their mental health is under strain as fear, anxiety, and confusion worsen without relief. Everything they relied on started to wobble and tremble, putting pressure on their stability. Their indifference will morph into hysteria. Their arrogance will lead to desperation. Their self-reliance will be inadequate. In that moment of crisis, they will look for a solid object to hold on to, and many will find nothing but the one you have chosen. You have not been summoned to fear. You are being called to rise. Your faith acts as a shield, deflecting all attacks. Your purpose serves as a compass, guiding you through each storm. When everything else is in flux, your anchor serves as your connection to the transcendent. There is no need for concern because I am present. Be not afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Certainly I am willing to help. I will support you with my righteous hand. The passage in question is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Please read them again slowly. Allow them to permeate your soul. This is not a lyric. This is not motivating. This is an agreement. This is a promise. This is divine reassurance. As the stress increases, so does his strength in you. His compassion grows in tandem with the spread of opposition. His presence grows in sync with the battle's intensity. I must now tell you about those who have strayed from God's path. Those who became engrossed in the pursuit of success, pleasure, validation, or any other goal other than one that truly fulfills. Those who built their entire identity around careers that failed them, relationships that ended, and accomplishments that were ultimately meaningless. Those who claimed that they did not need God. They had it all figured out. They were able to function properly on their own. They are currently facing a critical moment, a moment of realization, and God's mercy is reaching out with unprecedented zeal to return them home. Some are returning at a faster rate than expected. People whom you thought were too far gone. Individuals who appeared completely inflexible. Individuals who mocked believers, disparaged faith, and declared God irrelevant. They reappeared unexpectedly. Not because they suffered a catastrophic collapse, though a large number of them did. Not because life became unbearable as it did for many, but because God is calling them, their spirit is hungry, and the emptiness became too loud to ignore. The same people who fled love are now rushing toward it. The same people who inflicted the injuries are now seeking recovery. Individuals who previously claimed to be invincible are now admitting that they are flawed. You, the chosen one, are a part of their restoration. You are a critical component of their return. However, it is not necessary to stand at the door with your arms crossed and say, "I told you so." It's not a case of forcing them to apologize. It's not about imposing their past transgressions on them. It's about being the hand that reaches down to pull them up. It is about demonstrating to them that God's love remained even after they left. The goal is to demonstrate grace in situations where others are judgmental. It refers to the expression of compassion in situations where others are dismissive. He will not extinguish a smoldering wick or break a bruised reed. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 20. That is God's attitude toward those who are wounded. That is his take on them. Not as trash to throw away, but as treasures to be reclaimed. Additionally, you must take the same stance. Before we proceed, if this message resonates with you and you feel the weight of this calling, please confirm your agreement by clicking the like icon again. Additionally, if you have not yet left a comment, please do so now. Please enter the number 777. That number represents divine perfection and completion. Let that serve as your indicator. Please accept this as your declaration. Take a close look. The scope of God's plan is vast. This is a personal matter. It is precise. Whether they realize it or not, everyone is involved. You, chosen one, are no more valuable than any other person in God's eyes. You are not a superior. You are not a superior. You are the one who responded to his phone call. You are the person who responded positively to other people's rejections. You are the one who kept a calm demeanor in the face of adversity. You are the person who refused to let resentment take away your happiness. You are the one who refused to let suffering silence your prayers. You are the one who has refused to let betrayal seal your heart. You held the door open. You maintained the light. Despite the presence of doubt, you remained convinced. Those who have not yet awakened, or who are spiritually unconscious, are not disposable. However, they are not forgotten. They are not unreachable. It is your responsibility to refrain from harboring animosity toward them. It is not your responsibility to assess them. It is your responsibility to love them into awakening, to pray for them into revelation, and to live in a way that they cannot ignore. Allow your light to shine before others so that they may see your good deeds and honor your Father in heaven. Matt, chapter 5, verse 16. They are examining your life as a sermon. Your decisions are sending a message to them. Your tranquility in the midst of chaos promotes the source of that tranquility. Your adversary will attempt to break your concentration. He will try to persuade you that this time is about your comfort, convenience, and well-being. However, at this time, the focus is on a kingdom. This moment is centered on souls. This moment's focus is on eternity. Individuals are dying without any hope. Individuals' lives are purposeless. Individuals wander aimlessly. And God has designated you as a lighthouse in their storm, a guide in their darkness, and a voice of truth in their confusion. Your assignment is not insignificant. Your calling is not trivial. The items you transport are more important than you may realize. There will be times when you suspect you misheard the call. Days when you doubt the veracity of any of this. There are days when you want to abandon the journey because it is more difficult than you expected. Keep this in mind when those situations arise. Each prophet experienced doubt. Every disciple experienced fear. Each selected vessel encountered opposition. The burning bush made Moses doubt his faith. Jeremiah had some reservations about his youth. Isaiah had reservations about his impure lips. Nonetheless, God did not abandon them in their uncertainty. He reinforced them. He supplied them with the required equipment. I was carrying them. The same will be true for you. The approaching storm will be violent. I will not deceive you by pretending that everything will be easy. Shaking will be severe. The tests will be deemed severe. The opposition is predicted to be fierce. However, your foundation is unshakable. You cannot be built on shifting sand. You were built on a solid rock foundation. Regardless of the torrential rain, floods, and howling winds, you will remain unmoved. Be confident that you will not be shaken. You will not be destroyed. In reality, you'll be more resilient. You will gain a better understanding. Because genuineness is not hampered by pressure, you will emerge more refined than when you arrived. Pressure reveals an object's strength. Now is the time to strengthen your faith. Feed it right away, while there is still time. Provide it with the Word of God. Continue reading until the truth becomes more real than the circumstances. Offer it worship. Praise until your spirit exceeds your circumstances. Provide testimony, remembering every occasion on which God has provided. Offer it companionship, making connections with people who share your passion. Protect it from any factors that may undermine it. Protect it from those who criticize it. Keep it away from environments that would suffocate it. Avoid games that require a compromise. Avoid distractions that will deplete your anointing. Avoid relationships that take your attention away from your goals. Seize the possessions God has bestowed upon you. Secure it fervently. It must be fervently protected. It is critical that you exercise caution because the items you possess are of great value. Your belongings are formidable. Your belongings are urgently needed at this time. There is no longer any reason for hesitation. The era of playing small is over. The era of hiding behind fear has ended. Throughout the world, the chosen ones are rising. Is this something you can relate to? You may notice it. There is currently a stirring going on. A mobilization. A gathering of those who have been designated, summoned, and reserved for this specific moment in history. It is now your turn to fully embody divine power. Power is not a tool for controlling others, not the ability to manipulate or control. Power should not be used to boost ego or gain recognition. But power has a purpose. Capacity to repair what has been damaged. The ability to repair existing damage. The ability to rebuild what has been destroyed. Influence to bring life to lifeless situations. Walking with authority causes darkness to flee. You are not the source of this energy. This energy passes through you. It is the outcome of being connected to the source. By keeping a connection to the vine, from staying in his presence. You do not need to wait for ideal conditions to take action. You are not required to wait until all inquiries are addressed. You do not have to wait until all uncertainties have been resolved. You do not need to wait until you are completely prepared, because you will be forced to wait indefinitely if you wait for complete readiness. Faith isn't the absence of fear. Faith is persevering in the face of apprehension. Faith is the ability to obey even when you are trembling. Faith is the ability to say yes when one does not fully understand the situation. The time is now. This very moment. God has already provided you with all the resources you need for this season. It is possible that you have not seen it yet. You may observe yourself and notice inadequacy, limitation, or vulnerability. His point of view, however, is quite different. He notices the resilience that is being built within you as a result of each act of obedience. Every time you arrive, regardless of how you feel. Each time you choose faith over fear. Each time you keep your commitment to him rather than giving in to anxiety. As a result of your obedience, something within you is developing. Every action is a brick. Every decision creates a foundation. When you overcome resistance, your structure is reinforced by a steel beam. Your willingness to surrender has already resulted in the development of the wisdom you so desperately seek. Establish your own comprehension, acknowledging that you do not have all of the answers. By showing a willingness to be led, corrected, and redirected by the Holy Spirit. The courage you seek is already growing within you with each decision to speak the truth, even if your voice trembles. Every time you choose to stand alone rather than compromise with the masses. You consistently act in accordance with your moral compass, regardless of the outcome. Stepping into your power is similar to accepting the identity you were meant to have since the beginning of the world, prior to the start of time. Before the stars were set on their respective paths, God designed your life, a framework for your objectives, a strategy for influencing this generation and future generations. It requires walking with confidence rather than arrogance. Confidence is based on knowledge of one's identity and accomplishments. Confidence that stems from one's identity rather than their achievements. The ability to stay confident in the face of changing circumstances. It entails direct confrontation with obstacles, avoiding adversity, refusing to avoid difficult conversations, refusing to take the easy route when the right one is more difficult. It implies an absolute certainty that you are not alone. God will always be with you. That you are equipped to complete any task using the strength of His Spirit. That His presence surrounds you during each conflict. It entails providing exceptional service in the absence of outside observers. Even when one has authority, it is essential to lead with humility. Protecting what is vulnerable. Building something that is defective. Healing the injured. Giving direction for what has been lost. And as you ascend into this calling, keep in mind why you're doing it. Not for the sake of applause from people who will forget about you the next week. Not for recognition that fades as soon as a new phenomenon captures the public's interest. Not for the purposes of reward, compensation, or material gain. You do this activity to honor God. You do this because He is worthy of your best efforts. It is because eternity is watching you do so. You do it because your obedience is necessary for someone's salvation. Your loyalty is essential to an individual's recovery. An individual's success is determined by their willingness to participate. If this message has captivated your spirit, if you have not already done so, please subscribe if you are receiving a high volume of responses. Join this community of awakened individuals and leave a comment describing the emotion you are currently experiencing in a single word. One single word. Let us create a tapestry of testimony. We should observe how God influences the hearts of people all over the world. I will ask you directly, and I would like an honest response from your spirit. Will you be able to respond to this call? Will you rise to the challenge? Will you let go of the old burdens that have stifled your progress? Fear has immobilized you. Uncertainty has limited you. Your insecurity has resulted in silence. The desire for approval that has consumed you. The small but safe comfort zones have ensured your safety. Will you fully embrace the calling that has been following you all your life? Regardless, you fled. Despite your efforts to ignore it. Despite your own belief that you were unqualified. As a result of the world's continuous transformation, it is perceptible to everyone, regardless of their understanding. Instability does exist. Uncertainty. A sense that something significant is about to occur. Furthermore, you were not transported this far solely to return at this time. You didn't survive everything you did. I'm simply looking to withdraw once the actual task begins. You were not transported through each valley solely to camp in the shadow when the mountain begged you to climb. You were brought here to stand firm when others falter. To take the initiative when others are hiding. Not to radiate one's own light, which eventually fades. However, with the illumination of the individual who called you out of the depths of darkness and into his incredible light. as you progress from here. As you begin the next chapter of your story, keep these truths in mind. When fear tries to influence your decisions, choose faith. Choose to trust in God's promises over your emotions. Choose His character over your circumstance. When you have feelings of isolation, when it appears that no one understands the situation you are in, it's important to remember that God is there. I am not observing from afar, not from a heavenly viewpoint, close to the present. Participant. I'll be with you through each blaze, accompanying you through all adversity. In the event that the storm becomes loud, when noise levels become excessive, when the chaos threatens to drown out all other influences, maintain your calmness. Do not be influenced by visual stimuli that you see with your eyes. Do not be concerned about the sounds your ears detect. Don't be discouraged by the length of time it takes. Maintain your connection to the written word. Maintain a solid basis in reality. Maintain His assurances. Keep in mind that delays are not denials. Keep in mind that God's timing is perfect, even if it defies your understanding. Regardless of whether or not you can see any evidence, keep in mind that He is working behind the scenes. The revolution has started. It is not coming. It is there. Right now, this is the case. In addition, you are not a spectator. You are not a spectator. You are not present in the audience. You are a proactive participant. You are a representative. This world is in desperate need of what you're carrying. This is your chance. This is your moment. This is your decision. All of your preparation has been geared toward this moment. Each challenge provided an opportunity to improve fortitude. With each betrayal, you gained discernment. Each setback forces you to become more humble. Each victory served as a reminder that God is reliable. Nothing was lost. There was no random element. Every item served a purpose. Are you willing to respond? Are you willing to take the initiative? Will you sincerely respond in the affirmative, as there are people eagerly awaiting your transformation into the person you were meant to be? Your decision to obey will alter the lives of others. Your obedience to your calling will lead to the unlocking of destiny. Your refusal to be modest will have far-reaching consequences for generations. Your affirmation is important. Your obedience is important. At this point, you cannot fully comprehend the significance of your loyalty. Don't wait another day. Don't let another week pass in fear. Don't let another month go by in doubt. The situation is urgent. It's time. The call is clear, and you already have everything you require inside you. Before you were born, God placed it there. He wired you for it. He created you specifically for this purpose. He created you specifically for this purpose. Now get into it. Walk in. Run into it with confidence, faith, and absolute trust that He who began a good work in you will see it through. This is your opportunity, chosen one. Do not let it pass you by. The entire world is waiting. Heaven is watching, and your fate is calling. The question is, will you answer? Chosen one, I require you to halt all activities and focus on the information I am about to convey, as I will be sending someone to your home within the next 24 hours. Not metaphorically or symbolically, but physically and literally. When someone enters your life, everything changes. And if you disregard this message right now, as if it were just another video, you will be unprepared for the encounter that I have already planned. As a result, refrain from moving, skipping, or allowing your mind to wander, as the information I am about to reveal requires your complete attention. I have now assigned someone to locate you. They're not yet aware of it. They believe it is their concept. They believe it is merely a coincidence. They believe the timing is arbitrary. However, I've been organizing this meeting for several months. The moment has finally arrived. Within the next 24 hours, the intersection of your path and their path will have a significant impact on your life. And you must be ready. It is critical that you comprehend the situation. You must understand the significance of this encounter and why I have been preparing you for it through the events you have recently witnessed. I will inform you of this person's identity. They are not someone from your past who is attempting to resurface. They are not an old relationship trying to resurrect itself. They are not someone you already know who has suddenly recognized your worth. This person is new. Someone for whom I have been preparing in a completely different location, under entirely different conditions, and with entirely different lessons. However, those lessons and your lessons were designed to coincide at this exact moment. Because the combination of your current possessions and theirs creates a new entity that neither of you could have created independently. In addition, both of you must be capable of carrying out my next steps. Allow me to clarify before you start picturing this person's identity, or making up a story about the nature of this encounter. I'm not necessarily sending this person to initiate a romantic relationship. It might be, but it could also be a business partner. It's possible that it's the mentor. It could be someone who has a specific piece of information you need. It could be a person who unlocks a door you were previously unaware of. An individual who says a single sentence could be the key to unlocking a decade of confusion. The problem isn't the type of relationship. The point is that this person has an item that I've designated for your use. In addition, you are responsible for transporting an item that I have designated for them. And when you two meet, that exchange occurs. Both of your lives accelerate in ways you could not have predicted. If you are feeling a stirring in your spirit or something within you has recently become more alert, type, "I am prepared" in the comments section. This declaration creates an opening in the spiritual realm for the message I am attempting to convey to you, not because the words themselves are magical. Your consent is critical. Your preparedness is critical. Your willingness to accept is significant. So if you're sincere, please type it now. I am prepared. I'd now like to inform you of how I've been preparing you for this encounter without your knowledge. It was a process of making room for each relationship that came to an end. Distractions were eliminated as each door closed. Each disappointment you faced provided an opportunity to adjust your expectations in order to recognize the genuine article when it arrived. Each moment of isolation you experienced fueled a desire for genuine connection rather than accepting the status quo. Each time you felt the urge to give up but persisted, you were building the endurance you'll need for the events that come after this meeting. Because this encounter is not the final destination. This encounter marks the beginning. You've been feeling restless recently, and it's not just you. It's as if you're supposed to be somewhere but aren't sure where. It's as if you're supposed to meet someone but are unaware of their identity. As if something is about to change, but you can't tell what. Anxiety is not the cause of restlessness. That's anticipation. Your spirit can perceive things that your mind cannot. Someone is approaching, and your soul is aware of it. They are approaching, and you can feel it, despite your inability to explain how you know. This is because the meeting has already taken place in the spiritual realm. It is now becoming tangible. Your spirit is preparing your body, mind, and emotions to handle the impact of this encounter. I require your understanding of divine appointments. I never send people to your door at random. It is never just a coincidence. It is never a case of luck. All variables have been computed. Every detail has been precisely timed. I've strategically positioned each individual, circumstance, and seemingly unrelated event to create the precise conditions for this meeting to take place. In addition, I have individually prepared each of you to ensure that you are ready to accept and manage the gift you are receiving when you meet. Because if I dispatch someone to you before you are ready, you will either ignore them or mishandle the gift they bring. I have spent an inordinate amount of time and effort on your preparation, and I cannot allow that to happen. As a result, I would like to inform you of the steps I have taken to prepare you for this individual. I have been honing your discernment so that you can recognize them when they appear. Because they may not appear exactly as expected. They may not sound like what you prayed for. It's possible that the package you had in mind did not include them. However, your spiritual sensitivity and discernment will act as a warning. When they enter your space, you will feel a change. You will notice a distinguishing feature in this individual. You will recognize that this is not a chance encounter, even if you are unaware of how you arrived at this conclusion. Have faith in the emotion. Stick to that understanding. San, do not let logic, fear, or past disappointment keep you from acknowledging the message I am sending. In addition, I have been improving your abilities. Because this individual's contributions and the opportunities presented by this encounter extend beyond the scope of your current existence. As a result, I felt compelled to provide you with additional information. You were required to stretch. I felt compelled to push you beyond your comfort zone in order to make space for the upcoming events. You weren't breaking. You were expanding during those moments when you felt overwhelmed and wondered if you could take it anymore. And now you can receive the information I'm about to provide. You now have the fortitude to protect this individual's possessions. You're now prepared. I also have been purifying your intentions. Since I require assurance that you will not attempt to exploit, manipulate, or control this individual in order to meet your needs when they arrive. I need confirmation that you are capable of accepting the gift I am offering without tainting it with your personal agenda. As a result, I eliminated your desperation. I relieved your dependence. I taught you how to be whole independently in order to foster a healthy relationship. And now you're ready to accept this person as a gift, rather than trying to use them to solve your problems. If this message confirms a feeling you have been experiencing but have been unable to articulate, please click the like button right away. As a result of your participation, this message can reach other carefully chosen individuals who are also within their 24-hour window, have an approaching individual, and need to understand the situation in order to avoid missing their divine appointment. Your admiration isn't just for your benefit. It's intended for them. I'll now describe what happens when this person arrives. The meeting may appear to be routine. It's possible the conversation will be brief. It may be a casual introduction. It could happen in a location you frequent on a daily basis. It's possible that it will last 5 minutes. However, during those 5 minutes, an exchange takes place that will take months or years to fully unpack. A shift in perspective will occur. The door will squeak open. One possibility will emerge. The truth will be revealed. You may not understand the significance right away. You may have seen it as a pleasant exchange. You may have seen it as an intriguing example of timing. You may have seen it as a pleasant exchange. However, you will continue to consider their words in the days and weeks that follow. Something about that encounter will keep you coming back. You will continue to see how that single conversation unlocks new aspects of your life. That is how you will be able to recognize me. This will allow you to recognize that this was a divine appointment rather than a coincidence. The effect will be disproportional to the interaction. The results will outweigh the exchange. The transformation will be deeper than the dialogue. Upon reflection, you will notice that your life has a distinct beginning and end, prior to the arrival of the individual. After that, someone arrived. Currently, everything has changed. However, I must caution you about the following. When the enemy arrives, they will try to distract you from this individual. He wants to divert your attention. He intends to distract your attention by keeping you preoccupied. He will try to disrupt the schedule in order to prevent your attendance. He will try to persuade you to question your emotions in order to get you to ignore the encounter. He'll whisper that it's too good to be true, that you are putting too much emphasis on the situation, that you are gullible, desperate, or foolish. And if you listen to those voices, if you let doubt replace discernment, you will pass by the person I sent, never realizing the opportunity you missed. As a result, the task listed below must be completed within the next 24 hours. Maintain your awareness. Remember to be vigilant. Keep an open mind. Avoid using autopilot. Don't let routine dull your awareness. Don't let cynicism close your heart. Pay close attention to every exchange. Pay attention to everyone who crosses your path. Enjoy the vitality of each conversation. Due to the possibility that the person I am sending will not make an announcement. It's possible that they don't wear a sign around their neck that says "Divine Appointment." They could just be someone who says something that makes you stop and think. A person who appears in an unexpected setting. Someone who unexpectedly asks a question. A person who offers assistance without your request. Someone who sees a quality in you that others often overlook. That's your indication. It is critical to be aware when someone perceives you in a way that differs from how most people normally perceive you. Pay attention to the words of someone who addresses a side of your personality that you haven't previously revealed to anyone. Be alert when someone appears at the exact moment you have just prayed about or requested my assistance with a specific issue. Please be cautious. I communicate through others. I travel with people. I respond through individuals. I am sending someone to your door with a response to your inquiry. Please make sure you don't miss them because you're distracted. I will now inform you of the events that will follow this encounter. The meeting is just the beginning. The following events will include the opening of a series of doors. Each one came after the other. This person is not simply delivering a single item to you. This person is indispensable. And when you receive the items they carry and recognize the actions I am performing, that key will simultaneously unlock multiple doors. Opportunities for which you previously gave up hope will resurface. D. The resources you need will be delivered. The clarity you've been looking for is about to be downloaded. Relationships that were previously stagnant will transform. Situations that were previously inaccessible will eventually become available. This was all due to your being in the right place at the right time to meet the appropriate person who was carrying the appropriate item at the right moment. This was not an accident. Orchestration is the term used to describe this. This is me analyzing each variable in your life to create the conditions for a breakthrough. The catalyst is someone who appears within the next 24 hours. They are the catalyst. They act as the catalyst for all subsequent events. Do not underestimate the magnitude of the situation when they arrive. Don't disregard it. Do not dismiss it as the result of chance, luck, or coincidental timing. Recognize its nature. Divine intervention. Heavenly coordination. My influence on your life is palpable, undeniable, and powerful. If you want to ensure that you don't miss this person when they appear, that your spiritual antennas are fully activated, that your discernment is sharp, and that your heart is open, please enter, "I receive this now," in the comments. That declaration has spiritual consequences. It shows that you're prepared. It confirms your readiness. It creates an opportunity for me to deliver my message. As a result, this is what I am currently receiving. In addition, I will tell you about the emotions that this person will feel when they encounter you. Despite the fact that this is your first meeting, they will feel a sense of familiarity, as if they have known you for a long time. You are a stranger, but there is something familiar about you. Despite the fact that you have only recently started a conversation, this one is more important than most others. They will have an urge to reveal information to you. They typically avoid disclosing information to people they have just met. They will feel a sense of security in your presence that is beyond logic. They are likely to think about the conversation, questioning the reason for your influence and the significance of the event, even if they are unable to express it. This is because the connection is not completely natural. The nature of this connection is supernatural. I created the design myself. I ordained it. I designated it. And when two people I've assigned to each other finally meet, there's always a sense of the sacred, a sense that something bigger is happening, and a realization that this isn't a coincidence. It is possible that they do not know the necessary language. Some, although they may not fully comprehend it, they will experience it, as will you. Now, this is a concept that most people do not understand about divine appointments. The individual I send to your house is not intended to meet your requirements. They're not coming to fix you. They're not on their way to rescue you. They are here to form a partnership with you, pool their resources, and build a project that neither of you could complete alone. As a result, refrain from approaching this interaction from a place of scarcity. Avoid approaching it with urgency. Do not approach it with the expectation that this person will solve all of your problems. Approach it from a point of completeness. Approach it with confidence. Approach it knowing that you are completely satisfied with me. And this individual is a supplement to what is already complete, rather than a replacement for what is lacking. When divine appointments are approached from this perspective and understanding, a significant event occurs. You are aware of what you are receiving. You handle it appropriately. You create something sustainable because you are not clinging to this person in the hope that they will fill your emptiness. You're strategically collaborating with this person, confident that you can complete the task I've assigned to both of you. This is the difference between a codependent disaster and a healthy divine connection. I've been preparing you to recognize the distinction. I will give you information about the timing. Why at this time? What's the reason for the next 24 hours? Why not the previous year or next month? Because this is the moment when you are finally ready. At this time, all preparations have been completed. This is the point at which your character aligns with your calling. Now is the time for you to match the capacity that I am about to offer you. I could have dispatched this individual sooner, but you were unprepared. You would have ignored, misapplied, or misinterpreted them. I delayed your arrival not as punishment, but to prepare you. Finally, you're prepared. I am currently in the process of sending them, and the following is a summary of the other events that occurred within the past 24 hours. I'm not just preparing you for them. I'm in the process of preparing them for you. They are currently completing their own preparation. They are having their own realizations. They are getting their own instructions. They are experiencing their own restlessness. They understand that they are expected to travel, interact with others, or participate in an activity. They are in the process of relocating, but they do not have all the necessary information. They're currently being positioned. They are being directed straight to you. When they arrive, they will have exactly what you need at precisely the right time. This is how I operate. This is how I move. This is my method of delivery. I don't distribute solutions at random. I send them in a strategic way. I do not accidentally connect people. I purposefully make a connection between them. It is not by accident that I organize meetings. I organize them precisely. And the events of the next 24 hours will prove that I am genuine, active, and personally invested in every aspect of your life. I must now give you some practical instructions for the next 24 hours before we can conclude. First, make your schedule as clear as possible. I understand that you have responsibilities. I understand that you have obligations. But try to create some margin, space, and openness. Why? Because I need your availability. I require your availability. I need your availability to respond quickly when an opportunity arises. If you are rushed, stressed, or overbooked, you may miss the window. Therefore, allocate space. Clear the clutter. Make space for the item I'm sending. The second step is to listen closely to your intuition. Although you may feel compelled to visit a specific location, you usually avoid doing so. Proceed to that location. If you feel compelled to contact someone with whom you have not communicated in some time, do so. If you feel compelled to pursue a different path, do so. I communicate using your intuition. I provide guidance based on your intuitive understanding. I will give you specific instructions within this 24-hour period. As a result, refrain from superseding those indications with logic. Do not dismiss these as mere musings. Stick to their instructions. Have faith in them. Allow them to lead you to your destination. Third, avoid operating on automatic pilot. Do not sleepwalk for the next 24 hours. Keep your attention. Refrain from performing the actions. Be present. Be aware. Maintain an active presence. Turn your gaze to others. Pay attention to what they're saying. Take note of the specifics. The energy is palpable. Because the person I am sending could appear in the most mundane situation, the extraordinary nature of the situation may be overlooked if one is not paying attention. Fourth, set aside your expectations about the nature of this interaction. Don't imagine a script that this person must follow. Do not dictate the appearance, sound, or language they should use. Keep an open mind. Maintain adaptability. Continue to be open. I can assure you that the item I send will exceed your expectations. However, it may not appear as expected. Thus, do not dismiss your blessing because of its unexpected packaging. Fifth, be authentic. Refrain from performing. Refrain from acting. Do not try to impress. Be yourself in a genuine, honest, and vulnerable way. I'm sending this person to connect with your authentic self, not the self you think you should be. And if you arrive disguised, they will be unable to identify the object I asked them to find. Allow yourself to be observed. Allow yourself to be authentic. Let yourself be human. This is when divine connections happen. At this point, genuine relationships are formed. Oinksa. That is the point at which the project I am attempting to build can be realized. Do not simply listen and leave if this entire message has prepared you for an event you were not expecting, if clarity has just been downloaded regarding the reason for the intense last few months, or if you can feel anticipation building in your spirit for the next 24 hours. Participate. To ensure that you do not miss any future updates, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. As a result of this person's arrival and subsequent interaction, you will need additional assistance. Confirmation of the authenticity of your experience will be required. Sure, you will need assistance in understanding the contents of the package you received. That is why this channel exists. Additionally, forward this message to someone you believe is also in their divine appointment window. Someone who has been feeling restless. A person who has a strong feeling that something is about to happen. An individual who needs confirmation that their feelings are not indicative of anxiety. Anticipation is the term. Your sharing may be the catalyst that allows them to recognize their chosen one when they arrive. I will send someone to your home within the next 24 hours. Prepare yourself. Be present. Be forthcoming. Please make sure you don't overlook them. Avoid dismissing them. Do not question your emotions when they arrive. This gift is meant for you. This is the provision I made for you. This is how I respond to my prayers. You prayed, and you have not even prayed yet. Please receive them with care. Please use this connection with caution. Create the item that I am requesting. Also, notice the complete transformation of your life. Because you were in the appropriate location at the appropriate time to encounter the appropriate individual. Carrying the appropriate item at the right time. Your divine appointment is set. The countdown has started. Be prepared. But before I let you go into the next 24 hours, there's something else you should know. While you have been reading this message, things have been shifting in dimensions you cannot see. Angels have been dispatched. Obstacles have been removed. Paths have been cleared. And the person I am sending to you, they are being moved into position right now. Let me tell you what is happening on their end. They might be feeling restless without knowing why. They might be sensing they need to go somewhere but cannot explain the pull. They might be experiencing what feels like random promptings, sudden ideas, or strange coincidences that are all actually me orchestrating their steps toward you. They do not know your name yet. They do not know your face yet. But their spirit is being prepared to recognize you. This is how divine appointments work. I prepare both people simultaneously but separately. I work in both lives independently but toward the same convergence point. And when that convergence happens, it is like two pieces of a puzzle clicking into place. It just fits. It just works. Even if neither person can explain why, that sense of rightness, that is me confirming you are exactly on track. Now, let me tell you what this person is carrying. First, information you need but do not have. This might be knowledge about an opportunity to insight into a situation you have been trying to figure out. Or a perspective that shifts how you see something you have been stuck on. Second, a connection you need but cannot access on your own. This person knows someone you need to meet. Or they have access to a space you need to enter. Third, confirmation you need but have been doubting. They are going to validate what I already told you. Echo what I have been speaking in your private moments. These three things, information, connection, confirmation, they are what this person is carrying. And all three are coming to you within the next 24 hours. Be ready to receive. Now let me address the resistance some of you are feeling. You are thinking this sounds too good to be true. You are protecting your heart because you have been disappointed before. You are skeptical because you have seen false promises. And I understand. But that guardedness is going to block what I am trying to give you if you do not release it. The reason you have been disappointed before is not because you hoped too much. It is because you hoped for the wrong things. You hoped for people who were never assigned to you. But this is different. This person I am sending is not a random connection you are forcing. They are a divine assignment I am orchestrating. So release the fear. Release the skepticism. Just for these next 24 hours, lower your guard. Open your heart. Let yourself hope. Let yourself believe. What I am about to give you is not going to hurt you. What I am about to give you is going to heal you. If you are willing to release the guardedness and stay open to receive, type "Yes, God" in the comments. That declaration creates an opening, signals readiness, removes resistance. Now let me tell you about the ripple effect this encounter is going to create. This person is the first domino. And when they fall, they are going to knock over other dominoes you did not even know were lined up. One connection leads to another. One opportunity opens the door to another. One confirmation gives courage for another step. This is why timing matters. Everything that follows is time sensitive. Other blessings are ready to release. But they cannot release until this catalyst activates them. So when they show up, honor the moment. Do not rush through it. Do not multitask. Give it your full presence, your full attention. Because you are not just having a conversation with a person. You are participating in a divine moment that is going to ripple through the rest of your life. Let me also tell you what is going to happen emotionally. First, you might feel nervous. Your heart might race. This is not anxiety. This is your spirit recognizing the weight of the moment. Second, you might feel emotional. Tears rising that you cannot explain. This is your spirit releasing years of waiting. Let yourself feel it. Third, you might feel overwhelmed. That is okay. You do not have to have it all figured out. Simply be present. And fourth, you might feel relief. Deep soul-level relief. That relief is confirmation that you just received exactly what you needed, exactly when you needed it. Finally, document what happens. Write it down. In the moment, it might seem ordinary. But later, when you see how that one encounter changed everything, you are going to want to remember the details. So capture it. Preserve it. Not for social media, for yourself. So you never forget the day I sent someone to your door and everything changed. Chosen one, your 24-hour window has begun. From the moment you finish reading this message, the clock is ticking. Someone is moving toward you. Something is about to shift. Everything is about to change. Stay ready, stay present, stay open. This is a divine appointment. This is your appointed time. This gift is meant for you. Do not miss it. Your breakthrough is walking through your door within 24 hours. Receive it well.